Hello, guys. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer. Me, James, Scott. Today, are you for real? This is going to be awful. This is going to be so difficult, and we'll explain why in a minute. As usual, guys, hit the like button, please. We need the likes. I'm begging you. We are like junkies. Also, guys, what we've noticed is about 65% of our viewers aren't subscribed, which we're quite happy about because it means we're reaching audiences that aren't just our friend circle anymore, kind of thing. So if you are one of those people, please do hit the subscribe button. It really does mean a lot. Scott, right, today
Here we go.
we are looking at four strikers and rating them. I tell you what, I'll give you the four first. That'll probably be the easiest thing. Harry Kane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Jamie Vardy, and Sergio Aguero. We're going to base this because Aubameyang came in January 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So we're going to base it from that summer. So they've all had two full seasons, and then this current season,
Oh, fun.
2020 and 2021. One of these players has to be fourth.
I know, it's horrible, isn't it? Do you want me to start?
Criminal. Oh, I want to say this now. I'm not going to speak for you because you have some mad football opinions. But just for me, guys, the person I've got fourth is one of the greatest Premier League strikers of all time, which is mental, but he is.
Guys, the funny thing about this video is no matter what order we put them, we're going to be wrong because,
Yeah,
we're going to be wrong to a lot of people. And to make this harder, guys, to put this into perspective, over that time period, every single one of them had a 0.6 goals per game ratio. So
is that right?
not only were we dealing with four great strikers, we're dealing with the same goals per game ratio to make it even harder. So look, I'm going to start with fourth. And I'm hoping I've got a solid enough reason not to get absolutely pelted because I've already been pelted enough on this, are you for real? And I don't really want it again.
Who have you got? Who's fourth?
I'm going to have to go with Sergio Aguero,
Oh,
which is
okay, fair enough.
horrible. It's
Yeah,
horrible to do, but the only reason I can do it is literally because of injuries over that time period. I mean, when you look at the stats, Kane's played 81 games in that time period.
Oh, this is just Premier League, by the way, not all comps.
Yeah, or just Premier League would base it on. Vardy's played 93 and Aubameyang 95. Sergio Aguero's only played 63. So we're
Yeah.
basing this on that time period and who we'd want in the squad in our team during that time period. I've
Yeah.
had to go Aguero fourth, and the only reason I can honestly pick is because he's just been that bit more injury prone. And I say a bit more, it's been quite a bit. I mean, obviously Kane's picked up injuries and he's been out a bit, but Aguero has really been out quite a bit over this time period. And it's
I mean,
horrible, isn't it? One of the greatest strikers in the Premier League era. 37
63.
goals, 11 assists in that time period as well.
Yeah.
It's horrible to have to do. I mean, and to be fair to him, when he's been gone, he's been missed, hasn't he? Because Jesus just hasn't filled that gap. But
I mean,
it's horrible to have to put one of these fourth. But yeah, I've had to put him fourth because of injuries. I mean, I'm hoping you agree, so at least I can hide a bit behind you.
yeah, I've gone fourth. I mean, 63 appearances in the Premier League in 2.5 seasons. Well, 2 seasons and 3 quarters now. It's not enough. The funny thing is, if this was the 3 years previous, he probably walks this
Yeah,
list.
yeah, he does.
It's probably him or Suarez, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
So, um, Sergio Aguero fourth on Premier League list. It's shocking. It's almost sacrilegious, like But 0.6 goals per game. I mean, he's a legend. He'll probably have a statue at City, rightfully so, but he's got to be fourth. My third,
Go on.
I've gone for Aubameyang.
Ooh, okay. We're not agreeing on that one.
Your Arsenal lovers carried you up to the sunset again. No, I've gone Aubameyang. Listen, this guy is mental, man. Like, this guy is truly, he's just a goal machine. He's just like a Suarez a Lewandowski, you know, a Ronaldo. He just scores goals for fun. And what impresses me is that we've tried to compress this list to number nines, we should say. So that's why we're not including Salah, who's gets golden boots, and Sterling, who gets 20 goals. We're looking at number nines because it's kind of a dying breed now at the top level. What makes it impressive with Aubameyang is that a lot of those goals have come from that left-hand side, that Henry-esque role. But why he's third for me is that he's had a better team than Vardy over the last 3 years.
Do you think? Really? Over the last 3 years, has he? I mean, maybe for the first year, but the last 2 years, really, has he? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe not. I think if Brendan Rodgers was in charge of Arsenal for the last 3 seasons, they'd be doing a lot better. You know, Emery wasn't good enough, and Arteta struggled. So and this is really like fine lines. We're picking hairs between these quality players. He's only got 9 assists. I think it's 6 less than Vardy and half as many as Kane. And I know you're saying, he's there to score goals, but you've got to think those 8 assists over 2.5 Premier League seasons get you 8 more goals. That could win you an extra 10, 15 points over that time more. So for me, it's not like he's third on a list of strikers, including, you know, Danny Ings or, you know, Timu Puku and stuff like that. It's top class strikers. For me, he's third.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what we wanted to do, ones which were going to be really hard for us, and this one was harder because I couldn't hide behind the excuse of injury like I could with Aguero, where I could separate him because of that. Yeah. So I've actually gone for Vardy third.
Right. Okay.
It's a hard one, isn't it, with this? And I'm even debating it with myself still. But yeah, I've had to go for him third. Do you know what I actually thought? Like how you said that Leicester have probably had a worse squad than Arsenal. I actually went about and thought, do you know what? Aubameyang's probably carried Arsenal a bit more, whereas Vardy perhaps had some really good players around him of late. But yeah, I mean, all of these are fantastic strikers, aren't they?
I think what came in for me as well is that doesn't he have Aubameyang has like 7 goals this season, I think. No. Yes, no, well, he scored against he scored at the weekend, didn't he? I think. So I think it might be 8 now, but Vardy's been getting 20, 25 goals over the last 3 years. Aubameyang might only hit 16, 15 this season.
Look, the other main thing for me why I've gone for Vardy third, and I'll be honest, I've gone for Aubameyang second. So the reason I went for Vardy third marginally over Aubameyang is because what you touched on as well, the fact that Aubameyang's been playing on that wide left and he's still getting that 0.6 goals a game ratio. And look, he's not a wide left player. I think Arsenal need to sign or need to just use him more down the middle. I'd say they need to sign. I think they've probably got the wingers that they can play in those positions now, and I think they have been starting to use him, especially the last couple of games down that middle. But he's played such a large. He did under Emery, didn't he, as well? It weren't just under the Arteta era. He's played quite a lot of that time out of position on the left hand side. So that's probably why, if I was looking for a main reason, I've put Aubameyang second. Why he's picked it for me over Vardy. And he's moving on to Aubameyang. He's just been so instrumental for Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal have fallen from grace in the last 3 years, but God, without him, how much further would they have fallen? You know, they've been helped this year with the promising youngsters coming through, but you know, you think without Aubameyang in the last 3 years, I mean, you're starting to consider him a bit of a mid-table now. Without him, they wouldn't have even got into Europe, would they, over the last 3 years?
There's no doubt Aubameyang is one of the best signings Arsene Wenger's ever made.
Yeah.
And what made it more, especially in my eyes, is that Wenger knew signing him, he would never be able to really get the best out of Aubameyang for himself. He knew he was buying him for another generation, another manager. That's
Yes.
one of Fergie's biggest criticisms is that he left that dead United team effectively knowing that he's going. You know what I mean? So um, for me, Vardy's second just because he's won the Golden Boot, and I think he won it outright, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I
Vardy.
believe.
Aubameyang has also won it once outright because didn't three of them share it last season with Aubameyang, Salah, and Vardy? Something crazy. There was three of
There
them,
was
wasn't there?
three. I can't think who the three was. Yeah.
I think they've both got one Golden Boot to their name. But for Vardy, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit soppy in the whole Vardy story. You know, I know that shouldn't cloud my judgment for this, but
It can. It does. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I think it has to. And maybe, obviously, we've both got Kane first. That's no surprise. Maybe we're being a bit biased because he's English. I don't know. I don't know. For me, Vardy, he, what I like about Vardy, he can have two chances a game and score one. And I don't mean good chances, just a chance, whether that's being one-on-one with a defender and then just a goalkeeper to beat. For Jamie Vardy, that's a chance because 9 times out of 10, he beats that last defender and then puts it in the back of the net. I don't see Aubameyang taking on many players and scoring. Although Aubameyang is world class, oh man, I feel like I'm insulting Aubameyang, and I'm not. For me, Vardy just pips it.
I mean, look, another reason that maybe Aubameyang just picked it for me is we look at the it was Puel, wasn't it, before Brendan at Leicester?
Yes,
I got that right. If you remember, Puel played a different way where Vardy didn't perhaps play as well because he was being used as a he wasn't being used to get behind the defenders, was he?
no, we wanted to play a more possession-based football.
Yeah, I
And
feel like with Vardy, uh, and this isn't even a criticism to him, it's just trying to explain the fine margins. You can only really play one way with Vardy in trying to get him behind and getting him down the channels. Which it's not a massive criticism. It's just that I feel like maybe Aubameyang's been able to adapt his game into different positions and different roles a touch more than Vardy, but it is real fine margins. Look, let's move on to Kane. I put him first. We both put him first. 81 appearances, 49 goals, 17 assists. The only thing that was stopping me potentially not putting him first was similar to Aguero. He's been a bit more injury prone, hasn't he, than the other
he
two.
has. I mean,
Only
like,
12 and 14. So Vardy's played 12 more games in the period and Aubameyang's played 14 more, which I guess is quite a bit actually. But, you know, he always picks up an injury, doesn't he? And that was the only thing for me that was making me think, do I put him first or does he need to maybe go second? He definitely couldn't have gone
third. No,
third. But
not after this season as well. The man's on like the man's got like 12 or 10 assists this season already. I mean, Aguero is fourth because again he's 30 games behind the rest of these, especially Aubameyang.
Yeah.
He's actually 32 games less. 32 games is a Premier League season. Let's be honest, you know.
Well, 18 behind Kane, and you'd say Kane's been quite injury prone. So
it seems to be that same injury, doesn't it? Is it his left or right ankle? It's one of his ankles.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
his left ankle. He just seems to be getting them more and more now. And instead of missing 2 or 3 weeks 5 or 6 years ago, he's now missing a month or two regularly. So, you know, in the next 3 years, he could be last. He could be the Aguero of this list. But for me, Kane is just on a. I don't think any of these strikers have been the best striker in the world over the last 3 years, but Kane has.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago, it was him or Lewandowski, Suarez, and I would have put Kane there because this man was scoring 40 goals in all comps, and you know,
You're not an amazing Tottenham team. I mean, they've not had a bad team, but they're not an amazing team.
They've got carried away. They had that good season when they pushed Leicester and came third in a 2-horse race, but other than that, they've been finishing between 4th and 7th. I mean, I think they've been hyped up a lot. This is not a good Tottenham team. It's not a good Tottenham team at all. So, and the connection he had with Son this season, he'll probably go on again. It's another Kane season. He'll probably get 20 goals. He'll probably get between 10 and 15 assists. That's just disgusting numbers.
Well, that's another reason I put him first. And if you consider this season, he suddenly started adding assists to his game as well, which is, it's just.
I think he's had to drop deep. He's dropping deep more now because his team is dead. If he had two playmakers behind him or solid central midfielders or central defensive midfielders, he probably wouldn't have to drop back as more, and he'd probably go back to getting 25 goals instead of having to compromise goals for assists.
But he's adapting his game again, isn't he?
That's what makes him different. Yeah.
He's adapting his game. He's adding the assists, as you say. That might be because he's having to drop further back, but he's got that about him. Whereas, if you had to ask, for example, Vardy to start dropping back, that's just not his
None
game.
Of these do it.
Vardy,
None of these others do it.
Kane can play any type of way, really.
He's like Rooney. I think if you put Kane right back, he'll give you a 6 out of 10.
He'd just find a way to do.
I just think he's so intelligent. And he's like Vardy. If he gets 3 semi-decent chances a game, he's scoring 1, probably 2.
Yeah. So, Kane,
do you agree?
Kane top for me. Yeah.
Yeah, do you agree? Not many people are going to agree. I don't think most people are going to have the same order, if that makes sense. It's just going to be completely different for most people.
Maybe depending on the club you support as well. We're quite lucky, aren't we? Supporting Wolves, we've got, apart from the national aspect, we've got no actual ties. I imagine...
Even on the national aspect, you've still put Vardy third, so you probably, hate your country.
I just tried to put that aside.
Yeah. I don't think the Aguero one people would argue with too much, unless you're a City fan or Argentinian. But the other 3, listen, if someone said to me Aubameyang's first for this reason, I could easily be changed. This is just what I think, based on the research I've done and what I've watched over the last 3 years.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
You could accept any of these as first.
Yeah, you probably could. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think. Do you think we've got it terribly wrong? We're hoping there's at least a few that have probably agree with at least one of us.
Law of averages, one person's got to agree.
Yeah, someone will somewhere. So yeah, let us know.
If you are that person, can you comment and just tell us that we're right?
Yeah, drop us a comment. It'd be nice to get some positive comments on this this segment. So yeah, let us know. And please, guys, if you've watched the video and you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We're going to have streams coming, live streams coming soon, which, about different footballing subjects. So we really want, you guys to get involved. So let us know.
Cheers, guys.
See ya. Bye.